Alright YouTube, Lazarus Hawthorne here. So today I'm going to show you guys how to put an edge on a sword. So as you can see here, we have a sword that I'm working on for a friend. The blade is polished. I'm just putting the edge on it now. So some of the tools we have here are two types of files. Both of them have flat edges but different grains, as you can see here. So this gives one's a little bit rougher than the other and will remove more material quicker. And then we have a stone to actually finish off the cutting edge. So these are the three tools that I use to put the final edge on my blade. So essentially what we're going to do, as you can see, I got mine in a vise here, and just quickly figure out which one I wanted to use. Now I've already got the edge bevel on it. I don't want to mess up that edge bevel any more than I have to. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to hold the file at almost a 20-degree angle. This way I'm getting the best angle to actually get an edge without ruining my bevel. So basically all I'm going to do is just take the file like so and just keep working it up and down like that until I get the edge I require. So let's get started. So at this point we have gotten to about here in the work, but I'm taking this moment to, and I'm using this file at this time, but I'm taking this moment to cover a little bit of safety. In my hubris, I guess you could say, or haste, I decided not to wear a glove on my left hand. As you can now see, I have a band-aid. I have actually given myself quite a severe cut, as you can probably tell by the blood on my hand, or hands at this point. So again, I'm always going to suggest safety. Always make sure to wear a heavy glove, just in case you slip and you so happen to hit the blade with your hand. You're less likely to cut yourself. So, as I was saying, every now and then you gotta look down the actual blade to kind of get an idea of where you're at. Also to make sure that you're not putting waves into the blade by sharpening one side more than the other. But again, this is just a step in the process, because then the final stage is going to be the stone, which is going to give us that fine razor sharp edge. Safety first. Take your time. Don't worry about it. You have, unless you're on a strict deadline, you have as much time as you need to get this done. It's not one of those things that's got to be done in a limited amount of time, like the forging process. The forging process takes a lot longer. Well, on a sword like this, the forging process took about 2 weeks to get it exactly the way I wanted it, starting with a flat piece of steel. So yeah, let's continue. Alright, so I don't know how well you can see, but got a nice edge going down the blade. There's some of the design to the flat. And so now what's going to happen, I've now used this file down the whole length. So the next step is again to put this back where I originally had it. And all I'm going to do is take my stone, get some water, wet the stone because it is a wet stone, and just start going down the blade like that. So let's get some water. Alright, we got our water. Our wet stone is now sufficiently moistened. That's what she said. So you start with the rough side first. You just basically apply pressure so this way the blade doesn't flex. Again, maintaining a 20 to 25 degree angle to the whole setup. Every so often, stopping to rinse the stone. Rinsing the stone removes the powder that's built up, lubes the stone a little bit, but it also generates a little bit of a layer of sand between the stone and the metal. By having that layer of sand, it allows the stone to bite into the metal a little bit more than it would dry. Definitely getting there. So now for the reverse, pushing against the opposite. Rinse the stone off. Now some people will spit on the stone. Spit works just fine, especially if you're in a pinch. If you're out in the backwoods or something like that, and you don't got water you can be sparing to wet your stone, spit from your mouth will do just fine. I personally prefer just using regular clean water, because then I don't have to worry about whatever bacteria is getting on my stone. Stop and check it every so often, just to make sure that you're doing what you need to do. And just make sure you switch off. You don't want to stay on one side for too long, because if you do, you're going to run into the problem of actually having your edge be completely sloped. Now it'll cut, but it'll also be a much weaker edge. It won't be as effective on a second or third cut as it would the first cut. So it's always just a good idea to make sure that you're treating the blade right. Now, one way you could also do this is you could do this like the Japanese swordsman, which is you literally just doing like this, like you would with a thigh. And that works too. It's not so much how you do it, it's just that you maintain the correct angle, the correct slope of the stone to get that edge onto the blade. So you just continue this process until you've go on to the end of the blade. Once you've gone to the end of the blade, you then switch sides on the stone to the smoother side and give it more of a polished edge. Alright guys, so getting a nice close look at it. Probably be better to do it without the sun. You can see where the blade, where the edge is, where the blade stops, getting a nice view of the finish that the customer wants. So this whole thing took me roughly about, say about an hour and a half tops. That's taking my sweet time on it. That's, you know, and bleeding on it. It is now sharp enough that, you know, in a swipe I can cut through something probably maybe half an inch to an inch thick. And I'll probably do a demo video of that in a moment. So thank you guys for watching, and you know, have a great day, and feel free to subscribe. Share my channel, please. Thank you. Bye.